Hello again. This is Catherine Dubberly, the Answer Lady. Today, let's look at how to use the Brother hinged comb and use it on any machine at all. I want to show you a very nifty comb. I like frequently to work with weights for challenging fabrics that can make all the difference. But not every machine has a suitable comb. This one was made by Brother years ago for use with the ribber. They intended for you to put a ribber wire in here and each of these tines stuck in between a needle, and the wire held them on to the fabric. That's fine, works great, but it works just as well for non-ribber use and also for non-Brother standard gauge machines. This hinged bar, it's a little bit heavy, so by itself it adds some weight to your work, and it can be just enough. It has multiple holes, as you see, on which you can hang regular ribber weights. Even if you don't have a ribber, you could buy or improvise some ribber weights. And I'm going to show you how to use it on any machine where you need some extra weight, such as for tuck stitch, or I like to use it for thread lace, as you will see in this design, because a little bit of weight helps me control the work and keep it from popping off the end needles, and it just makes it go more smoothly. But thread lace is so delicate, you can't really just stick any weights in there. And hanging claw weights is risky. I don't like to do it because you can get 100 rows in and damage one piece of thread, and the whole piece is virtually ruined. So I find this to be very helpful. You have to be a little careful when moving the teeth up, or moving the weights up, to prevent the teeth from snagging the fabric. But just putting it on and taking it off doesn't cause any harm if you are careful. Let me show you how I like to use it. I'm knitting some thread lace here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see how delicate it is. I'm working on the bulky machine, and I find that it works better with a little bit of weight. But given the delicacy of the fabric, you are really limited in what you can do. All you have to do when it's time is lift up on the fabric, making sure that it comes off of the teeth because it might have hung up on them. But gently lift, and it goes right on up, and the hinge will cause it to catch again. Lift this up. We're caught again, but not so caught that it's going to damage the fabric. There are quite a few ways to set up this comb, putting the fabric through the hinge, but only one of them works. Put the teeth towards yourself. I'm back here. I'm pointing to myself. These are my knees. The comb is sitting with its teeth pointing at my stomach. I do not have any wire in the comb. It does not matter because this wouldn't align properly anyway. So I put the fabric through under the hinge. The hinge is laying on top of the comb but folded towards the machine, away from me. So I slid the fabric under here towards myself, and when I lift it up, which I'm going to try to do one-handed, see how it falls in such a way that the weight, which is already on there, is underneath and stays behind. And here we are lifting it again. The great thing is that these teeth do not have to align with the spacing of your machine. You can use this kind of comb on any machine, though it was designed for a standard gauge Brother with a ribber in use. If you want to, you can begin hanging this comb when you start the project, actually before, by beginning on waste yarn. I generally don't. I start by hanging this comb in my cast-on row. This is my extremely ugly but very effective homemade comb that I show you how to make in my book, Cheap Tricks. When it hit the floor, I had enough fabric to work with to thread it through the Brother comb under the hinge and The weight is still hanging where I hung it, underneath the work. There's the fabric dropping down over it. If you knit long things like blankets and afghans and you need some weight, this is a wonderful solution, even for single bed knitting. Once you have this comb correctly placed, just keep on knitting. As it approaches the floor, lift up gently and resettle it. No removing and replacing. And you could knit a mile of fabric and never have to remove and replace the comb. Pretty cool, huh? Also easy on the fabric. Happy knitting!